energy on the crypto part to not get it wrong, right? Because you know you're probably screwed if you do. But then the date, screw it. I can just skip over this part, and then you make something that's not interoperable. so yeah, defeating the original purpose of making something that's correct.
Idea.
All right, how's everybody doing?
Oh, I'm starting to feel a bit sleepy now. Don't know if it's just me.
I am too. I mean, I had dinner in like a couple of quick hops back and forth from the table, and yeah. Yeah. What can you do? Open source is more important.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Real multitasking as well, huh?
All right, so Livio, do you want to summarize what in your opinion have we discovered or achieved today?
Yes, absolutely, and welcome back, David. So are we going to be live soon, or do we wait?
Oh, we're already live.
We are already?
For the last 2 minutes.
So let me share the results tab so far. This one. So basically, we got a lot of good results. We tested some UACs and as well some verification services. We ran into some issues with the date header field. Rather, let me summarize all the issues actually. So first type of issue was related to identities taken from the SIP message, and each implementation has its small differences. For example, on our side, we just took the from URI username or the to URI username, whereas others use the display name as well. So you have to pay attention to that and make sure. I guess the lesson here is just make sure they're the same to be compliant with as many implementations as possible, both the display name and the username for either of from or to URI. The next type of issue was again with identities, this time with the calling destination, where I was sending traffic with some random called number, and that didn't go through, right? Because your identity, the identity you're trying to reach is typically in the request URI. It's not really in the, I guess it's also in the to header, but it's kind of it's second priority. It's maybe just informative of who you are trying to reach, but ultimately servers will look in the request URI, so that must match the passport.
By the way, Livio,
sure.
Chameleon OpenSIPs works now too, so you can make this green.
Better
late than never.
You just fixed it?
I just fixed it. Yeah.
Awesome, great. Let me. Where's that tab? Here. Nice. Okay. So this is as far as identities go and where we pull them from the SIP message. The third issue was related to the dreaded date header field. For a while, we didn't know whether it's mandatory or optional. We ultimately found that in the stir RFC, it kind of makes it mandatory. So on the authentication service side, it's you don't just put the identity header, you also put a date header. I guess it's a cool mnemonic, so you can remember them both, right? date. I don't know. You could remember that. So that there's two headers basically added by stir shaken, not just one. And of course, once you put it, there is the question, what format do I use? Because as we all know, there are a million ways of formatting a date. Some people like it with the year leading or whatnot. But the RFC clearly says how you should format it. And unless you do that, I think it's fair to say you'll get an error back, because it's not easy to parse that thing blindly. This is an interesting question, like how flexible could you be on the implementation side? I'm not sure in the C language if there are that many parsers or what options do you have, but maybe on Python, I'm pretty sure you can make it more flexible. This is an interesting, but anyway, if you stick to the specs, you should be good. And that's about it as far as issues go. Everything else went okay, and the validations just worked. So as you can see in the table, there are no pending issues. So
what's
if
missing there
anyone
is
else, yeah, if you want to add here, sure.
What's missing is CP against FreeSwitch, which worked fine for those.
Perfect.
So.
Well, let me know if, or I think you have writing permissions as well. Yeah. So feel free to fill in any missing pieces.
Yes, a small correction is that should be CP Go B2BA, because we have two actually.
Oh,
independent stacks.
Nice. Go back. Okay.
Both cases. And then maybe let's discuss a little bit of what we found. At least few kind of big issues with some of the teams. Asterisk things could not go all over. So they're not big issues, like not to make bigger they are, but it could not really go through the whole.
Yes, I guess sometimes you need a bit more time, right? Or what one?
There was a certificate, right? Format issue.
Yeah, the issues was with the certificates and how we were reading them in. We had started working on this before there was like a standard for what type of certificates were being used. So we were reading in the wrong type, but we have the public ones being read in now fine. It's just working on moving on to the private ones. And then I think we should be able to participate tomorrow if we can get that working today.
Okay, so we probably we'll have to redo some of those scenarios tomorrow with asterisk.
Definitely.
And then Andreas, you said you have your own set of tests, I believe. Did we go all over them, or do you want to do something tomorrow specifically?
Yeah, today I just had the opportunity to test it against FreeSwitch. So we went over around 25 of them out of the 40. And from the 25, I think 3 failed. But they are basically already one thing is what we cover tomorrow with expired certificates, right? So lib steer shaken, which is used both by Camelio and FreeSwitch, doesn't check the valid until and the valid from dates. So you can have expired certificates and just successfully punch through, which is, as I said, an issue for both FreeSwitch and Camelio, as they use the same cert. And what we also did, but this is going to be done tomorrow anyways again. What we also found, and this is also very interesting, is providing non-standard ports on the certificate URLs. And libsteer shaking here seems to have an issue that it doesn't honor the port. So if you put 8080 there, it's still going to fetch it from 80. Right, and the rest was really tinkering with the content of the JWT and the payload and so on, like trying to, put garbage in the IAT field and minus and 0 and so on, which you would normally not even be able to do with a library because it wouldn't let you, right? So this is quite interesting from a validation point of view as well, I think.
Yeah,
And also we tried some... Yeah, sorry.
What I'm saying, I'm trying to get it. Do you want to run some kind of separate session tomorrow to run those tests against other implementations?
Yeah, whoever is up to a session, I'm happy to do it, right? It's a bit time consuming because it's, as I said, around 40, 45 tests at the moment, and it's kind of semi-manual. Yeah, so I run one by one and put the result in the sheet. So if, I don't know, Asterisk or OpenSIP, so whoever wants to do a test there or SIPI P2P, then just hit me up tomorrow.
But we actually wanted to give you some time slot tomorrow specifically.
An official time slot, Andreas.
Inside the session or outside?
No, inside.
Inside.
No, it will be outside. I mean, we wanted to have do shorter steer shaking session in general tomorrow to go over what is not working and been improved, and then give you probably like hour or hour and a half to run your stuff, and then also we wanted to do some security scan by SIPVicious. At least that's what on the plan.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as I said, manually running this test suite against a verification service takes around an hour, right? So I can't do that much. That's why I'm saying if somebody's up to a test and says, okay, I don't know, the Asterisk guys, just let's run that, then I will take this hour during our session tomorrow and just run it through, right? And then come back with the results, or if I hit any issues, then I'm going to ping you on Slack in any case. Yeah. Okay. And I can do this for two of the systems in 2 hours. Yeah, that's what's possible.
All right. Well, security scan can proceed in parallel, right? So you will essentially will have. So you basically need 1 or 2 teams to volunteer.
Well, also, if this can be done kind of separately like that, especially since Andreas is on that time zone that's quite a way out from Pacific US, could groups make arrangements privately and maybe even do it earlier in the day?
Sure.
Yeah, everything's set up, so yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody wanted to hit Andreas up in Slack to do it earlier, then then those results could be reported back.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, from tomorrow around, let's say 12 GMT, it's fine with me. I need some time before because we have uncovered some issues in the test suite as well, like with the date header, right? And
that's the reason we all got together, isn't it? Not exactly. For yours in particular, but in general.
That's the reason why I wanted to participate with the session as well, right? So the test suite should be error-free too.
Okay. Good stuff.
All right. So I guess, is there anything we need to plan for tomorrow, Livio, or David, or whoever else, or any questions?
Looks like George was going to say something.
I was going to say,
George.
Livio, can you leave up the OpenSIPs on 5070 so that like Ben and I can test later today?
Absolutely. Yep. I can also leave the 5060 so it forwards to your verification service. So maybe just use a SIPI or something to dial into it, and you will get traffic on your 5060 service.
Okay.
That way you can set up a VS right there and see if you can parse the identity coming from OpenSIPs. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Cool.
All right, I guess if there is no other questions, we can get all dismissed a little bit earlier, and which is good. And maybe Livy, if you find some time tomorrow to give David a little bit of coherent update of what we did today and what we achieved and all that.
Yeah, I'd be
Just
happy
to
to pop
update the
some,
website. And
yeah, I'd be happy to pop something on OpenSIPIt'01.
Absolutely.
all right, great job, everyone. Thanks.
Another good
again.
day. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was great.
Bye-bye.
It was
All right.
a lot of fun.
Have a good sleep, and yeah, see you all tomorrow.
Cheers. See you
All
tomorrow.
right.
Bye for now.
Ciao.
You guys. See
Bye.
you.
Bye, guys.
See you.